The Galactic Council chamber hummed with the energy of 1,000 species, each representative more advanced than the last. Anna stood at the podium, her hands trembling slightly as she faced the tribunal of alien dignitaries. Her son, Daniel, sat in the observation chamber behind reinforced glass. His head hung low in what appeared to be shame. Commander Zixthril, a towering crystalline being from the Valoran Empire, gestured dismissively with one of his four appendages. Ambassador Anna, we have reviewed your son's examination results. In cognitive processing, he ranked in the bottom percentile. In spatial reasoning, he failed to solve puzzles that our children complete at age 3. In energy manipulation, the alien paused for effect. He couldn't even detect the presence of quantum fields that permeate this very room. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. The Qualathi representative, a serpentine creature with bioluminescent scales, added her voice to the chorus of disapproval. Humanity has petitioned for full membership in the Galactic Coalition for decades. We accepted your application with the understanding that you would prove your species' worth. Instead, you present us with this. Anna's jaw clenched. She had endured weeks of these humiliations, watching her 17-year-old son subjected to test after test designed by species whose evolutionary paths had diverged from humanity billions of years ago. Daniel wasn't stupid, he was human. But in a galaxy where telepathy was common and some species could manipulate matter with their thoughts alone, humanity's capabilities seemed primitive. With respect, Anna began, her voice steady despite the knot in her stomach. The tests were designed for species with fundamentally different neurological structures. My son, excuses, Zixthril interrupted. The Terran Accord guaranteed that humanity possessed unique qualities worthy of coalition membership. We see nothing unique here, only weakness. It was then that the alarms began to wail. The chamber's massive viewing screens flickered to life, displaying a scene of chaos in orbit above the Council world. A void reaver, one of the galaxy's most feared phenomena, had emerged from subspace. The massive entity, a creature of living darkness that fed on entire civilizations, began to unfold its impossible geometry across the star system. Panic erupted in the chamber. The Void Reavers were ancient terrors, predating most spacefaring civilizations. They appeared without warning, consumed everything in their path, and vanished just as mysteriously. Dozens of species had been rendered extinct by their hunger. Activate the Sentinel Array. Someone shouted. The Sentinel Array, a weapon system left behind by the progenitors, the mysterious first civilization that had seeded the galaxy with technology millions of years ago. It had protected the Council worlds for millennia, but only because the progenitors' genetic locks had been carefully maintained through the bloodlines of a dozen species. Zixthril moved with surprising speed toward a crystalline console. Other representatives followed, each contributing their biometric data to the activation sequence. Anna watched as the alien commander pressed his palm against the ancient interface. It glowed briefly, accepted his signature, then dimmed, waiting for the next authorization. One by one, the required species added their markers. The Qualathi, the Meridian Collective, the Singing Stones of Archean. Each species that had been judged worthy by the progenitors, each granted the privilege of defending the galaxy. But the weapon wouldn't activate. The sequence is incomplete, a mechanical voice announced. 13 genetic signatures required. Only 12 detected. Horror dawned on every face in the chamber. The 13th species, the Shikan, had been destroyed by a Void Reaver 3 centuries ago. Without their genetic key, the Sentinel Array was useless. The Void Reaver advanced, its tendrils already consuming the outer mining stations. Billions would die within hours. Anna's mind raced. The progenitors had disappeared long before humanity even discovered fire. There was no reason to think, but desperation made her voice ring out. Let Daniel try. The chamber fell silent except for the blaring alarms. Preposterous. Zixthril began, but Anna was already moving toward the observation chamber, her security credentials overriding the locks. Daniel looked up as his mother entered, confused and frightened by the chaos erupting around him. "Mom, what's happening? I need you to trust me," Anna said, gripping his shoulders. "I need you to place your hand on that console, the crystal one. But I failed all the tests. Forget the tests. Anna's voice cracked with emotion. You're human, Daniel. That has to mean something. Mother and son returned to the main chamber. The representatives parted reluctantly, their expressions ranging from skepticism to outright hostility. Daniel approached the ancient console with trembling hands. The moment his palm touched the crystal surface, everything changed. The sentinel array exploded with light, not the cold, calculated glow it had shown for the other species, but a warm, brilliant radiance that seemed to pulse with recognition. The console came alive, text scrolling across surfaces that had been dark for eons, written in a language no living being could read, except it was translating itself into English. Welcome, inheritor, the ancient system spoke. 13th line confirmed. Primary genetic sequence recognized. Humanity. Status progenitor descendants. Direct line. The revelation struck the chamber like a physical blow. Zixthrill staggered backward. Impossible. The progenitors disappeared 3 million years ago. Humanity evolved on Earth. We have the archaeological records. Seeded. The system corrected. Emergency contingency. Primary progenitor civilization faced extinction. Genetic material preserved on isolated world. Evolutionary pathway designed for survival, not advancement. Disguised. Hidden. Protected. Daniel stood frozen as energy flowed through him into the weapon system. The Sentinel array awakened fully for the first time in millennia, its true power finally unleashed. Through the viewing screens, they watched as beams of coherent energy lanced out across space, each one striking the Void Reaver with surgical precision. The creature shrieked a sound that transcended physics and tore at the minds of everyone present. It writhed, its impossible form collapsing in on itself as the progenitor technology did what it was designed to do: protect their children. Within minutes, the Void Reaver was gone, scattered back into whatever dimension had spawned it. The chamber remained silent as Daniel removed his hand from the console. He looked at his mother, tears streaming down both their faces. Commander Zixthrill approached slowly, his crystalline form somehow seeming smaller than before. We have been in error. Profoundly so. Anna's voice was quiet but firm. My son didn't fail your tests. Your tests failed to recognize what he was. The Qualathi representative scales had shifted to a deep blue, a color Anna had learned indicated shame in their species. Humanity's petition for coalition membership. We wish to amend it, not as members, but as founders, the first children of the progenitors. Daniel finally found his voice, though it cracked with emotion. I just want to go home. Anna wrapped her arm around her son's shoulders. We will, but first, I think the council has some apologies to make, and some textbooks to rewrite. As they walked from the chamber together, the greatest minds in the galaxy watched them go, humbled, awed, and finally understanding that humanity's worth had never been in matching alien capabilities. It had been in surviving against all odds, carrying forward the legacy of the first great civilization. Hidden in plain sight for millions of years, the tests had been designed to measure what humanity wasn't. They had failed to measure what humanity was, the sleeping heirs to the galaxy itself.